there's pictures on there. I want you guys to tell me what's missing in the picture. Some of you guys have seen this before, you've seen me do it before. And whoever can yell it out will get the Oak Center shirt. Alrighty?
Wait, what do we have to do again?
Just tell me what's wrong with the picture and yell it out.
Okay.
You, go.
I hate today.
got a pastor with us tonight. We got a lot of volunteers here, a lot of youth workers. even the good things can get you caught up and get you busy, get you sidetracked. You're worried about setting up your next message, your next lesson plan. Organizing events, setting up flyers, paperwork, contacting, lunch meetings, and then we have to spend time with our family on top of all that. And all this stuff gets all jumbled in there, and we can't hear God. It just gets messed up in our head, and you're just always so distracted. So, I know, and some of you might be in those situations right now, and some of you may be in them, and you don't even realize it, because you're just kind of happy with this busyness. You've never really cared if God can talk to you or not. But eventually He will talk to you, and you will hear it. But some of the things that can distract you guys nowadays in school is trying to fit in. You're always worried about what your outfit looks like. How's my hair look today? Did I say the right thing? Did I do the right thing? Are my shoes okay? Did I do something embarrassing that they're going to pick on me? Then we have athletes. You got your school during the day, and you got practices and games after. Then you come home and you have to do your homework, and you have to eat supper, and then you finally get to bed, and then you start all over the next day. And the big one that's affecting a lot of kids nowadays, I know if I didn't monitor my son, it would totally consume him, is video games. You're not really busy, but your mind's distracted because you're just sitting there, vegging out on the television, and you're not thinking about anything, you're not listening to anything, all you can pay attention to is the TV. So, and then, I guess better examples of it would be, say, not being able to hear God and life being busy. Say that you're at a party. A lot of you guys relate to this here, especially as you get older. And there's people running around, and the music's loud, and it's just talking, and you're getting distracted. And then, like me, you put alcohol on top of it, and you get even more distracted, and things get more confusing. And you say that you ordered pizza earlier in the night, and then when the pizza guy gets there, he knocks on the door, and you can't hear him because of all the distractions that's going on in the house, all the noise. Or, this is the part that's more for the girls. I don't know if you guys are getting too old for that now, but when you used to have slumber parties. You guys got the music going at your slumber party, you're all talking. You might be listening to the new Jonas Brothers record, or oh yeah, there we go. Or watching the high school musical movies and lip-syncing to the music. Or you're all sitting around gossiping and talking to each other. Yep, that's what I'm getting to. Talking about the boys. And, Tommy's so cute, he's so cute. I think I love him. Yeah. I know that's what you guys say. I hear a lot of here at the Hope Center. But then, the phone gets tossed aside someplace, and then one of your friends or one of them dreamy boys is trying to call because he knows there's a bunch of girls at your house, and you can't hear the phone ring, and you miss it. So basically, these are a couple more of the verses that I wanted to point out, which is Luke 5:16, which is, but Jesus often withdrew to lonely places and prayed. Jesus, the one that God sent to be our example of who we're supposed to live like, often went to himself and prayed alone. He often found time alone. It doesn't say that every once in a while Jesus would kind of wander off, or hey, it was about that time of year, so Jesus kind of went off into the woods by himself. No, he often withdrew. We need to do the same thing. We need to take that time away and get away from everything else. Just another one that emphasizes that is Matthew 14:23, which is, after he had dismissed them, he went up on a mountainside by himself to pray. When evening came, he was there alone. It's just another example of even Jesus went off often by himself and prayed. So we ourselves need to often go out and just get away from all this time, turn everything off, get off by ourselves, and we'll be able to hear God talk.